But reed strength actually means flexibility.
Okay.
So what it's saying is that it can move this much in comparison to your mouthpiece.
Oh.
So reed strength doesn't necessarily mean how much air you're putting through your instrument and how hard your tongue is hitting the reed. You know, it's meaning like how flexible is it that it can seal with the reed.
Okay.
So like that's a good seal.
That's so cool.
If you like suck the air out of it, you want to hear that like sort of pop. And the longer that it stays on there, the better the seal is.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that was, I was like, it's go with the numbers as you go on.
Yeah, no. So like typically for a lot of like beginner and like classical mouthpieces, it's typically about a 3. But as you get into like jazz and stuff like that, like sometimes if you're on like the big horn, the big berry, like you know, you have a wider tip opening, so it says 4C.
Right.
The 4 is the tip opening.
Okay.
So yeah, just anyway, no Dishana, just talking, but okay. So which one would you like to work on?
So yesterday I worked on the first one.
You worked on the first one yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Still not doing great on that one.
Espressivo 48.
It's hard because it's for me it's the rhythms that are like really difficult. I can't like I'm not the best at rhythms, and like it's these guys that are like I know how to count it, but 16th notes just mess me up.
Yeah, you know, sometimes like either when it comes to 16th notes, like you're moving towards the next downbeat, right? For the most part, when it comes to 16th notes. So with 16th notes, it's super easy to either drag them or to rush them, right? Yeah, okay. How do you count 16th notes?
1 E and a.
Yes, lovely. So what's our tempo gonna be? What tempo do you want to take this at?
1 E and a 2 E, and I think that's what I had it at. Maybe a little faster than that.
So this is at quarter note equals 48.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Not off the top of my head, but
That's A-okay. So that means it's going to be the BPM, which is beats per minute.
Okay.
So if we go to my little tuner app here, do you know this tuner app?
I don't know that. No.
It's my favorite. It's so cute. Look, it has a little foot.
Oh, I like that.
But this is what the quarter note's going to be.
Okay.
1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So you're right in the ballpark.
Yeah, I think I was learning it just a little bit slower.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. I think that we should keep it sort of slow for the beginning. So why don't you play me the first 2 bars and don't do the pickup to the 3rd bar.
Okay.
So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So that first phrase you did really well on, and that is like your 16 notes are even. 1 E and a 2 E and how we're gonna get those 16th notes even is either we're gonna think 1 and 2 E and a 1 and 2 E and a, or you can even subdivide the first beat into 4. 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a, because you see that there's a tie across, right? So we're gonna hold that. So 1, 2, 3. You know?
That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's like they're even, but it's when it gets like bars like that where I get kind of lost in my counting.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, start this beat, and I'm like, I don't know what beat I'm at.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
Okay, so some people say in education things that if you can sing it, you can count, or if you can sing it, you can play it.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about that, but we can try because we're testing the waters.
Okay.
So what on beat 1, what note is that?
C. Like of which
of
bar?
beat 2.
Sorry.
Of bar 2.
D.
D. Okay. And how would you count that? If you were looking at it right now without playing.
1 E, like 1 E and 2E.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So it'd be 1E and a 2E and a 1.
yes.
Or 3.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you want to clap it with me?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4 and. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Just clap it one more time and then we can play it.
Okay.
3, 4.
1E and a 2E and a 3 and 3 and 4.
That's a-okay. So, why do you think that you're kind of stumbling over B3 there?
I think because I just did a bunch of like weird 16th notes, and now the eighth notes sound too slow or too weird or whatever.
Yeah. Do you have a pencil?
So I actually left my pencil like on a stand in the auditorium.
Oh shoot, that's a-okay. Here is a pencil.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I should write this up.
So when I'm doing, when I'm kind of fumbling over like some sort of like random rhythm or like something like this is tripping me up, you know, like I've got 16th notes and then I've got 8th notes. What I like to do is I like to take like a little tick
Okay.
in between each one of these 8th notes so then I can feel the 16th notes. So you can kind of see them, it gives you a visual cue.
Okay.
So like, because you're thinking a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a, right?
Right.
So if you have those extra ticks, then it's like, oh, those are the 16th notes if I were to subdivide it.
Okay.
If that works for you, then that works for you. If it doesn't, then that's also fine. But feel free to mark whatever you need in your music. Because some people don't write in their music. Oh, are you some people?
Well, when the conductor says to write something in, I write something in. But if I'm like struggling with something, I usually don't actually write in my subdivisions or anything like that. I don't know. I find that I remember what it sounds like, and then I can play it to the rhythm of what it sounds like. But I'm not really counting like in my head, because then I get messed up even more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just never end up writing stuff down. I just have to hear it a bunch of times.
You know, that can be valid, but we do want to be thinking in our head about the subdivisions.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even have to be the 16th note subdivision the whole time. Because that's a lot of work for our
that's a
brains
lot
to do.
of money.
Because like ultimately playing the saxophone, like we're kind of blowing through like a metal tube and a piece of wood.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, it's asking a lot of us. It's asking us to use our motor skills and be ready with that.
Right.
It's asking us to use our tongue in different ways and differently than our fingers. It's asking us to use our air appropriately.
Right.
It's asking us to look at the sheet music and understand what all these symbols mean and the articulations and the slurs and the dynamics. Like there's so many things going on. So like you don't have to be like straight 16th note subdivision this whole thing, but I would recommend doing a few spots. Then you can be like, oh, okay, I know how this is it's gonna be even.
Okay.
You know. So yeah.
I'm like having a wire music stand because I can't.
Yeah, I do be like that.
Okay.
Okay, let's clap the second bar and then we'll play it.
Okay.
3, 4.
And a 2E and a 3 and 4 and.
Yes, good job. Okay,
Okay.
let's play it. Do you want to play the pickup or you want to go right on?
I think I'd rather play with the pickup.
Sounds good. 3, 4.
Oh.
It's okay. Let's just do those like moving to the B, right?
Yeah.
So when we're trying to think of our 16th note subdivision, bum, ba, da, 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 da.
Right.
So like another way that you can practice is you can articulate those subdivisions, right? You want to try that?
Okay.
So I started on the pickup.
Okay.
3, 4. Yeah.
Okay.
We do that one more time. 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, now play it as written.
Okay.
4. Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
That was so good.
I get nervous because I realize that these are different rhythms, and then I'm like, oh, I just held that for too long.
Yeah, that's a-okay. That was so good though.
Thank you.
Now put more air through your horn.
I'm so nervous.
It's
This
okay.
is so hard.
Try to. So what's our dynamic that we're supposed to be playing at?
Mezzo forte.
Mezzo forte. Where do you think that you're playing it right now as a solo volume?
Like piano or mezzo piano.
Yeah, maybe a mezzo piano.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right. Put some air through that horn and try to do the best you can. Ready? 3, 4. Yes. Do that one more time. Ready? 3, 4. Lovely. So we have some articulation
Yes.
things that they're telling us to do
There's a
here.
whole
What-
slur there.
Yeah, there's a lovely slur. Thank you very much, whatever piece this is.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. What other articulation do we have in here?
There's 2 tenutos on the 3 and.
Yes.
And there's also a tenuto on the and at the last beat.
Yeah, the and a 4.
Right.
Lovely. So what is a tenuto?
When you play it for its entire. What's the word? Like you. I don't know how to word it.
No, you're good. Maybe the entire value?
Yes.
Okay.
The whole value. Yeah.
The whole value. And what's the difference between, okay, every note there's one note in here that's not, or a few notes that are not tenuto.
Right.
If you look at bar 7 on B1, so if you're gonna hold a tenuto note, full value, what's gonna be the difference between holding that beat 1 full value with no accent versus the tenuto?
Like when you hold it without the tenuto, you're not, like, your air kind of dies off at the end a little bit, or the sound kind of dies off at the end a bit, maybe? I don't know.
You know, that's a super valid answer. So as a classically trained saxophonist,
Right.
because like with French saxophone and like whatever it may be, we try to always keep our air consistent.
Right.
So whenever we're playing, if I'm playing this line, I'm not changing my air. My fingers are moving, but my air is just one solid stream.
Right.
My air does not know what my fingers are doing.
Yeah.
My air does not. If they do, then we're gonna have a problem. They're gonna get into an argument, and it's not gonna be friendly.
Right.
So for the most part, we want to try to keep our air consistent.
Okay.
With a tenuto note, I kind of go against exactly what I just said.
Right.
But with a tenuto note, I try to leave a little bit of space between them.
Okay.
Because, when I think of a tenuto, I think of almost like a little box, like those box parentheses.
Yes.
Yeah, I think of like that.
Brackets.
But there's well, not like the curved brackets, but
Okay.
like the box
Okay.
brackets. And I, because there needs to be a little bit of daylight in
Okay.
between them. So if we're gonna do those tenuto notes.
Okay. So like
I'm gonna try to hold them full value.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be a little bit of a break.
like you're articulating the sound, like the silence in between them.
Yeah.
That's not the best way of putting it, but yeah.
But yeah. Do you want to try doing that in the pickup to the bar before you do beat 3?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 4.
I don't want to keep playing that together.
No, that's okay. That was good. That was so good. Your air was so concentrated.
Yeah, okay.
Let's move on. So the third bar, 3, 4.
Oh, let me count that again.
No, you're good.
20 and, yes.
Yep. 3, 4. No, you're good. Land on 5. So this one is gonna sound like this. Nope, that's wrong. I'm sorry. Key signature.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So that was a little more interesting. We're moving somewhere where we don't expect it to go.
Yeah.
We know all the fingerings for all these notes. Making
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
What's fingering for G sharp? Beautiful. Such good. Okay, and what note did I miss the first time around?
The F sharp.
The F sharp.
Did I miss it
Lovely.
too? I think I missed it too.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
So this is the same rhythm as before. Can you sing it to me? 3, 4. No, it's okay. Can you try to? Yeah, there you go.
Frick, this is so hard.
Here, let's clap it together.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and a 1. Yeah.
Okay. Like I can.
You got it.
Okay. Oh.
You know, music is hard, and we always have to give ourselves a little bit of grace because like you said, this is the second time that you've looked at this.
Yeah.
So you're doing exceptional
Thank
for
you.
looking at this for the second time, especially your sight reading notes pretty much, right? So with this, give yourself a little bit of grace, girl. It's okay. But this is the same rhythm that we saw before. So 4 and 1, da 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 da. Yeah. Can we just play those 3 beats?
Yes. So the first 3.
Yeah, with the pickup.
Okay.
3, 4. Let's do beat 2 of. See, this is a lovely part where you write in your music.
Yep. You're so right.
Because why would you suffer through?
That's true. Like getting it wrong over and over and over again.
Yeah, because ultimately, when you're practicing, the more that you do something incorrectly, the more you're practicing it. You're practicing it that way, right? So if I keep playing with it with an F natural, and I want to play it with an F sharp, if I keep playing it over and over again with an F natural,
Mm-hmm.
A, I'm banging my head against the wall for no reason, and B, it's more likely that in a performance context or if something goes wrong, I'm gonna play an F natural.
Yeah.
So it's just easier.
So this lands on beat 2?
That lands on beat 2.
Okay. I think that's also part of why I'm messing up. I think I'm thinking that this is beat 2, but it's really not.
That's a-okay.
Yeah.
When we're doing this 16th note, moving into, or I guess I kind of gave you the answer, but this 16th note, does it belong to beat 1 or beat 2?
Right.
What do you think?
I think that it belongs to beat 1. Or wait, which one? Which 16th note?
On the of 1 on bar 3.
And oh.
Here, I'll play it. Ready?
Yeah. B1? B2.
So it's grouped in with B1. It is in the big beat of 1.
Right.
But it's almost like a pickup to B2.
Okay.
You're moving into B2 because you could play this because ultimately this is what they're trying to do. All of these other notes are kind of just embellished stuff, right?
Right.
That's what they're trying to show.
Okay.
But all these other notes, they're just, to make it sound musical and cool.
Right.
But ultimately, the theme, or the thing that they're trying to, do. That's what they're trying to get across.
Yeah.
So this D on the of 1 is moving towards 2. It's pushing us towards that. Instead, it doesn't really belong to B1. Even though it's in B1, it doesn't overly belong to B1.
Okay.
So let's try to play that. The first 3 beats of bar 3 with the pickup. 3, 4. Yeah. It's okay. Let's just do beat 2. So it's gonna go. What's my note? Da 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 da. Lovely. Do it one more time, and we're gonna articulate that F sharp. Nice. Do it again with more air. No, you're good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Did you articulate on beat 2 as well?
Yes. Yeah.
It's okay. So do it again and make sure that your tongue is on the reed and you're articulating at the beginning of the slur. So whenever you have
Yes.
slurs, you're going to articulate the first note.
Okay.
Yeah. More air. Let's do it one more time. Nice. So now let's add beat one just beat one.
Just be one.
Just beat one. Ready?
And turn. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Do it again.
I'm
Nice.
articulating them wrong, but at least I have the rhythm.
You do have the rhythm, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
So let's add the pickup. Ready?
Okay.
Lovely. That's what I'm talking about, girl.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. So. Can you
Okay.
go that far?
Yeah, I feel like I can do it.
All right. So we're gonna start at a mezzo piano and we're gonna grow. Or
Okay.
actually, let's just focus on it.
Okay, because I was gonna say
That's
too
a
much
lot
to
of
think
things.
about right now.
Okay, ready?
Okay, where do you want me to start from?
We're gonna do the pick up to bar 3.
Okay.
Yeah! Do it one more time. Ready? 3, 4.
I'm squeaking
Yeah.
so much. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm really tense because I'm really nervous.
that's super valid. What are some of the reasons that we could squeak?
Your mouth could be too tight. Like your embouchure is
Mhm.
wrong. Maybe you're not blowing enough air.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your reed's too high up. I don't think my reed's too high
Yeah. So, those are all like really good reasons as to why you could be squeaking. When you say your embouchure is too tight,
up.
what does that equal to? What is that doing to your horn?
It's like closing your air
Yeah, it's sealing the
it's
reed.
sealing the reed.
Yeah, so it's we call that reed pressure.
Yes.
So if we put too much pressure on the reed, then it doesn't allow the reed to vibrate as much.
Right.
So like, you see how far my reed is going out from my mouthpiece,
Mhm.
like this way?
Yeah.
If I put pressure on this reed, it moves from there to there.
Right.
And then it can't really vibrate as much as it wants to,
Right.
right? So like if I'm clamping down, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna sound pinched, which I don't hear in your sound. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not sure if it's gonna be jaw pressure. I think that you may not have enough mouthpiece in your mouth.
Okay.
I think it's possible that
That's
you may need to take a little bit more mouthpiece, and it will eliminate that squeaking, because
You're right.
it's not that you're not allowing it to move. I think that you just
Yeah. I think
there's
you're
just
right.
not enough space in there.
Yeah.
So you want to take a little bit more mouthpiece and then do bar 3.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. It may also be just like because is that the reed that you played on in the concert?
Yeah.
It may be crapping out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, awesome. What is the rhythm to beat 4 of it's the 4th measure technically.
4th.
This one right here.
Before. One e and a.
Yeah.
4 e and a.
4 and a 1.
Yeah.
4 and a 1. 4 and a 1. Okay, let's play that bar again.
I'm holding that. That's what it is.
Yeah, so just do 1, 2, and 3, beats 1, 2, and 3,
Okay.
and then land on 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Ready? Yeah, do that one more
Yeah.
time and keep going. Yeah, sounding great,
Yeah.
girl.
Okay.
Can we do, or do you have any questions right now?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, can we do from the beginning up until there?
Yes, we can try.
I believe in you. So what are some things that we worked on that we're gonna apply?
The counting in my head.
Yep.
The two
What subdivision?
1E and a 2E. And
Lovely. And what sort of notes are they?
16 notes.
Good job.
And then counting in my head the two new toes.
Mhm.
What else? Getting the slurs in there, but the slurs might not be
Yeah.
great because I'm going to be focusing on the rhythms.
That's a-okay. So two things that I want you to focus, because that's a lot, right? Yes, we're gonna be trying to do all of those things, but if we're actively thinking about all of those things, then like we're gonna either mess up, which is also fine, because A, this is a lesson, and B, we're only human. Or, you know, we're like, if we're thinking about all of those things, we're either gonna mess up or we're just like, we're not gonna feel confident in what we're doing because there's so much going on in our brain.
Right.
Your brain can only actually like have like, I think it's like 7 working thoughts.
Yeah.
Or 6 working thoughts at one time. So like that's a lot of working thoughts,
That's
man.
a
We
lot
need
of
to work a little bit less. So if we're gonna think about like big overarching concepts, like I want you to think about your air.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to use concentrated. We like to my saxophone professor likes to say pressurized air.
Right.
So we want to have like a little dart in our mouth.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have sustainable pressurized air, and then let's also think about the articulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? And if you mess up, just keep going.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? 3, 4.
But other than that, I feel like I've actually made progress on the rhythms.
That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, no, you did that beautifully, my friend. Your air was pressurized, and your articulation in the first half was really good. And then, you know, of course, we got to like the sort of tricky spot in moving into bar 5, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But you got through it, and you kept going, and then you killed bar 6.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, girl.
I keep missing the D sharp there because my brain thinks it's part of the key signature.
Oh yeah. You're like, that's an F sharp.
That's an F sharp actually. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. We have like 3 minutes left. Do you know your skills?
I do.
Are you guys doing this part of it?
Yeah. My chromatic is, we have not touched the chromatic yet. I can do a chromatic, but like super, super slowly.
That's a-okay. Do you want to go over it and I can make sure that you're using all the correct fingerings?
Yes, that sounds awesome.
Because the chromatic scale has a little bit of different fingerings, which make it so much easier.
Yeah.
So, what note does this start on?
Chromatic scale, wait. Yeah, let me figure that actually. D.
Lovely.
Okay.
Let's hear your big D with great pressurized air. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, do it as slow or fast as you want.
Okay.
But try to keep it consistent. What tempo are you gonna take? It's 8 notes. So if we're here, what does an 8th note sound like? Lovely. Is that an okay speed, or do you need slower?
Maybe a little slower.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome.
Oh wait, A sharp, B flat.
Lovely. Good job, girl.
My brain wants to use the bis really bad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So there's 3 different ways that we can play our B flat. What are they?
Bis,
This.
side key, and this one, but I have never used this
Yeah.
one in my life.
I have never used a 1-in-1 before.
Yeah.
Like that's so interesting.
Everyone that's always taught me has always told me, don't use one.
No, 1-in-1 can be helpful, and that's why that
Right,
it's
yeah,
one
it
of the fingerings.
exists.
But it's not going to be in tune. There's a timbral change that happens when we play 1-in-1. It's just not the greatest option most times. So, with your chromatic scale, there's a few fingerings that I would like to show you. So it just makes it easier, and because typically when the saxophone plays chromatic scale in like a piece of music or with like band or a solo or whatever, it's typically pretty fast.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to just like glide through it.
Mm-hmm.
And the like Adolph Sax and whoever has continued to make updates to the saxophone has helped that, right?
Yeah.
So there's 2 fingerings that I want to show you that I think you would benefit from.
Okay.
So we're gonna start on low D, right? And then we have D sharp or E flat, E, F, and I notice you're flipping to F sharp here. So there's another key that we should be able to use.
Wait, I think I know this one.
Okay.
Is it this? Wait, it's one of the side keys, isn't it?
Yeah, it's somewhere
like a
over
palm
here,
key,
that's
or
right.
Is it, frick. Is it this thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely,
Do I
yeah.
press it like that?
Yeah, that one. So you're gonna use this 4th finger or 3rd finger? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed.
And it makes it so much easier.
Oh, that's actually so cool.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay, so can you walk up from D to your G and use that side key?
Yes.
Yeah, lovely.
I got lost.
Yeah, that's A-okay. Yeah, so it's gonna be this one right here.
I'm still not used to it.
Yeah.
Right between them. Okay.
Do one more time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good job. So start implementing that into your chromatic scale.
Yeah.
And then your next one, so you did G, G sharp, A, and you're using side B flat,
Side
which I think is it's a really good idea for this.
For chromatic.
Or A sharp, since we're going up as it says here. So then we got B, and then you're flipping to C.
Yes.
So when we did the F, we kind of did a flip, and that can be a little clunky, and
Yeah.
that's why this was invented, right?
Okay.
So then it's just easier to go up chromatically.
Yeah.
With this, it's the same sort of thing. So we have G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and we can play C by holding the B key and pressing this middle button here.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I did. I think I did a trill once where I had to do that.
Yes, yeah. So these are called trill fingerings.
Oh,
This is also a trill fingering.
that's so
Um, Yeah, this is a trill
cool.
fingering.
So it's the bottom one?
It's gonna be the middle.
Oh, the middle one.
There
Sorry.
you go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
So can you walk up from G and go maybe to D?
Okay.
Yeah. Good job.
Yay! Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So I wouldn't use these fingerings that I'm showing you in like band.
Yeah.
Like unless you have like a chromatic passage or something like that. That's great. Apply this knowledge.
Okay.
But like if you're playing just like I wouldn't use that
Yeah.
because it's not as in tune. Because if you hear
Yeah,
the difference between the two, astronomical.
Mhm.
So only when you're kind of like grazing over the note.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, if you want something to be in tune or closer to in tune, use your middle.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Sounds good.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think I'm okay.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you doing this with me.
Yeah, no
because,
worries.
You know,
I'm happy to be
It's-
here.